I'm going to pass to Lucy now to talk about the M and the A.
Thanks, Sue. So next, we need to understand how viable the trends are for your business. And this is where we do have to be really clear on how measurable and actionable the trend is, and very much in the context of your business itself. So you need to think about this as building a business case. Some of the trends will be absolutely no-brainers. They will for you to go with. They'll be low risk with a really high return, and you should just get on with these and as a business. But others will be a higher risk and may or may not deliver you such a high return. So you really need to model these and decide on what level of risk versus the reward your business is willing to take, or maybe even needs to take, to make sure it maintains its competitive advantage. But to do this, to make sure that you are being objective as you look at these measures, you really need to think about what your proof points are and what evidence you need to support your estimated size of prize for each trend. And we need to be thinking about what is a credible measure and what is the objective proof point in there. Do you have reliable sources? Are you being rounded in your view? And the skill really is being able to link these multiple sources of evidence to give that really objective and credible view in there. You also need to be thinking about, actually, will these changing trends actually negatively impact your business or your brand as well? And how you might need to mitigate that as part of your strategy. And also the impact that it might have on your customers as well as part of that. So understanding the value of a trend to your business and brand really helps you to prioritize the action plan into shorter and longer term strategies so that you can break it down into bite-sized chunks for your business, because sometimes it can be really overwhelming. You're looking at your future strategy and it's just about how you're ever going to get there. So being able to put it into a framework that breaks it down into smaller chunks makes it much more achievable for the business as a whole, and really make sure you can stay ahead in terms of delivering that competitive advantage. It also allows you as a business to be thinking about what investment you might need to make. And the investment might be in terms of equipment and or systems. It might be about your team structure or the resource that you have within your business. And there might be areas of specific expertise that you also need. Or it may even be acquisition and merger to realize the growth opportunities of those trends. So as you assess the viability of each trend, you need to be considering, what value will this trend be bringing to my business or my brand, my customer and the shopper? And what are we willing to invest so that we can act on it and maintain our competitive advantage within that? So I think we're now going to bring in Sue, we're going to bring in Rosie here, hopefully.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up an example, actually. Mark's just said, can we think of an example about how we've gone forward in the past with trends and having sort of measured them and made them actually actionable. And actually, Rosie, you will remember this quite well. When we in our business in Kerry Foods, when we were at Kerry Foods, we were a big meals provider out to our customers, and there was this thing happening in the world called free from, and it was a trend and starting to be quite a big trend out there in the marketplace. And there had been out in the meals arena a brand called Kirsty's, which had been out for quite a while, which was very high, quite highly processed brand. It was more, I think it was almost not UHT, but it's ultra high processed, yeah. And I can't remember the terminology now.
Pasteurized.
That's it, pasteurized. But we as a food business, and a food business that was very much into health, felt that, you know, this free from thing had something going for it. So we had to look really deep at the trends and understand how that would impact into our business. And we ended up partnering, I think, with Tesco to begin with, to actually bring our capability up to such a level that we could have a separate area of the factory. We've done all the trials around it. We've measured the trend. We had all the insight. to ensure that what we were getting ourselves into would actually be a positive benefit for the business. Don't know whether you just want to, I put you on the spot a bit there, I think, but just give a little flavour for that free from trend and actually what we did there.
Yeah, I mean, it's it was technically complex. It was almost having nuts in your factory was running free from lines, wasn't it? And do you remember, it was just like, okay, free from, and explaining to people in the factory, well, there's 14 different allergens and things you've got to be aware of. And it was just the unknown, wasn't it, to start with? And it, you know, it was, as Lucy said, considerable investment, but it's when you see the trend and they see the growth and you've got all your data behind how many people are suffering from allergies, I think that's when you're getting your scale, isn't it, of the opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. And if you look at free from now and what's happened out there, certainly in the food industry, you know, it's got to a place now where even in Sainsbury's, they've created whole aisles, which is really, I think, sort of quite future facing, having put the aisles of and the different temperature states together all in one place. So you've got ambient, you've got chilled, and you've got frozen all in one free from aisle, because they see it as being so important to serving that consumer and shopper need and the ease of that and putting it all in one place. So I think it was certainly something that was right to get into.
Yeah.
Was it too soon? Don't know. We'll talk about that later. But certainly from a Kerry perspective, we were always trying to jump on those trends right at the right time. At the right time. Yeah.